Jamie's old home, where time stopped, and his heart found peace. Belfast, a grey morning, strangely quiet. The sky was pale blue, streaked with grey-white clouds. The air carried a familiar smell of damp earth, the smell of memories, of childhood, of the sadness Jamie thought he had left behind. Today, Jamie decided to take Amelia to a place he had not dared to return to in more than 20 years. The childhood home. Where he had lived, and lost his mother. Amelia could feel the tension in his every breath, but said nothing. She just held his hand tightly in the car, like an anchor between the rising emotions. On the way, the silence was full of voices. The rental car drove slowly through the old streets of Belfast. Jamie looked out the window, silent. Amelia knew he was between two worlds. The one that had passed, and the one he had built with her. Finally, she put her hand on his. "Jamie? You don't have to face that place alone anymore." Jamie turned, smiling slightly, a smile mixed with a tremble. "I know. And that's why I was brave enough to come back." The house appeared, and the past emerged. The car stopped in front of a small red brick house at the end of the street. The windows had been replaced. The front door was painted a pale blue. The front yard had a few wildflowers growing along the path. Not exactly the same, but similar enough to make Jamie's heart clench. He got out of the car very slowly, as if afraid the ground might give way under his feet. Amelia stood a little behind him, not stepping into the space he needed. Jamie took a deep breath, a long breath, then whispered. "Amelia, this is where my mother baked bread every Sunday." She touched his back, a gentle encouragement. "Go ahead. I'm right behind you." Jamie nodded, moving toward the wooden gate. Memories flooded back, in small, painfully clear pieces. When he touched the gate handle, a flood of memories came. His mother's hand holding his, leading him into the house. The smell of freshly baked chocolate cake. His father calling them down for breakfast. His mother's dry laugh on a cloudy afternoon. His mother's cough in her final days. Jamie paused. Tears welled up in his eyes, though he didn't notice. Amelia moved closer, put a hand on his shoulder. "Jamie, if it's too hard, we can go back." He shook his head. "No. You have to do this. You've been hiding for too long." The door of memory opened. They stepped into the front yard. Jamie touched the wooden railing, now replaced. But it didn't matter. The feeling was the same. Amelia walked beside him, silently letting him lead the way. Jamie said softly, "The day Mom died, you ran out of the house later. Sitting in the rain for hours. I remember it was so cold my hands were numb." Amelia gently took his hand. "And now, you're not alone anymore." Jamie squeezed her hand. The new landlord appeared. A woman in her 50s opened the door and stepped out. "Hello, can I help you?" Jamie politely said. "Hello, I'm Jamie Dornan. I used to live in this house, a long time ago." The woman's eyes widened. "Oh my God, it's you. The neighbors here talk a lot about your family. They say your mother, Lorna, was the nicest woman in the neighborhood." Jamie smiled, a wet smile. "Yes, my mother was the best." The landlady invited. "If you want, you two can come in and see. This house used to be yours." Jamie turned to Amelia. She nodded. They walked in. Inside, where time is stuck. The house had been renovated, but everywhere Jamie looked, images of the past were superimposed on the present like a film blur. He pointed to the corner of the living room. "Here, Mom used to keep Dad's guitar." then pointed to the wall near the stairs. 162 centimeters. My height mark when I was 12. Mom wrote it in marker. Amelia looked at the wall, now repainted, and touched it with her hand. And here is the mark of my heart. Jamie swallowed. Maybe. The kitchen, where the best memories come back. They entered the kitchen. Jamie stood still in the middle of the room, his heart pounding. Amelia? This is where Mom taught me to make banana bread for the first time. She asked softly. Did you make it good? Jamie laughed through her tears. It was terrible. Mom ate it and still praised it, even though it was burnt black like coal. Amelia smiled, her lips trembling. Your mom loved you very much. Jamie nodded vigorously. A lot. And you know what I regret the most? What? He looked down at the kitchen table. The day Mom died, I didn't say goodbye. I just ran. I didn't face it. Amazon's tears fell softly. Jamie? I'm not at fault. I'm just a child in so much pain. Jamie looked at Amelia as if he understood that sentence for the first time. The end of the run. Jamie walked to the back door, the one he had run out of in the rain when he was 16. He stood in the same spot. The wind blew gently through his hair. Amelia stood behind him, her arms slowly around his waist, as if supporting his weakest parts. Jamie whispered. I'm not running anymore, Amelia. She pressed her face against his back. Yes. I came back. Not to hurt, but to heal. A tear fell, but not heavily this time. Lightly. Like when you let go of something that has hurt you for too long. Jamie turned around, looked at Amelia for a long time, as if she were the thread connecting the two versions of his life. Thank you, for coming with me to this place. Amelia lifted his face. Not just here. Anywhere I can't go alone. Jamie whispered. You are my second home. Amelia smiled. And Ireland is where I will make you feel safe. As he walked out of the house, Jamie looked different. No longer heavy. No longer shaking. No longer afraid. He took a deep breath of Belfast air, lifted his head as if a stone had been lifted from his heart. Amelia looked at him proudly. Jamie, you look so peaceful. He took her hand. For the first time in 20 years. I feel like I'm really back. Amelia squeezed his hand. Not just back. I'm starting a new chapter. Jamie nodded, eyes bright. And that chapter includes you. Amelia smiled thinly. Always. They walked away from the house. But Jamie knew. He had left all his hauntings there. And brought only beauty. His mother's love. Amelia's love. And a feeling he never thought he would have again. At peace with himself.